They charged into battle with painted faces, wild hair, and swords that shimmered under gray skies. To the Romans, they were beasts, untamed, uncivilized, and brutal. But history, as we know, is written by the victors, and the Celts were never given the chance to speak. For centuries, their legacy has been buried under Roman glory and Christian conquest, reduced to footnotes and folklore. Yet beneath that silence lies a people of fierce honor, complex rituals, and defiant resistance. They were not one tribe, but many, scattered across Europe, yet bound by a warrior's code. Were they bloodthirsty savages, or heroes defending their ancient way of life? In this video, we unravel the myth, challenge the lies, and bring light to the shadows of a forgotten world. Prepare yourself. This is not just a story of swords and blood. It's a story of identity, resistance, and the price of being misunderstood. The Celts were not an empire in the traditional sense. They had no single ruler, no marble palaces, no written laws carved into stone. And yet, they stretched from the windswept shores of Ireland to the highlands of Galatia and modern-day Turkey. A web of fiercely independent tribes, bound not by politics but by blood, language, and the sacred rhythm of war. To the outside world, they seemed disorganized. But within the chaos was a deep, ancient order, one rooted in honor, oral tradition, and an unshakable belief in the spirit world. For a Celtic warrior, battle was not just about conquest. It was a sacred performance. They painted their bodies blue with woad, screamed war cries that chilled the bones, and charged into enemy lines with long, deadly swords that curved through the air like lightning. Every fight was personal. Every scar told a story. Their chariots thundered across fields, while Druid priests watched from the tree line, whispering ancient blessings to the gods of war. They took the heads of their enemies not for cruelty, but because they believed the soul resided within the skull. To own it was to possess one's power. Brutal, perhaps, but also deeply spiritual. These were not mindless savages. They were artists, poets, warriors, and visionaries. Their armor was made not just of bronze, but of myth, memory, and defiance. When Julius Caesar marched into Gaul, he didn't just bring swords and shields. He brought a pen. With each campaign, he not only crushed resistance, but rewrote the narrative. To the Roman Senate and the people of Rome, he painted the Celts as madmen, chaotic, bloodthirsty, inferior. But beneath the ink of his propaganda lay a much more dangerous truth. The Celts were not just warriors. They were tacticians, politicians, and survivors. Tribes like the Arverni and the Helvetii did not fall easily. They fought back with ambushes in the forests, with alliances sealed by blood, with knowledge of terrain that baffled Rome's finest legions. And at the heart of this defiance stood one man, Vercingetorix, a warrior king who united the scattered tribes of Gaul into a single, furious resistance. At Gergovia, Caesar tasted defeat. At Alesia, he faced near destruction. Surrounded by Roman legions on one side and a massive Celtic relief force on the other, Vercingetorix fought like a ghost from the old world, resolute, unyielding. But Rome's walls closed in, food ran out, betrayal stirred within. In the end, he surrendered, not as a coward, but as a martyr. He was paraded through Rome in chains, a trophy for Caesar's glory. But even in humiliation, his silence thundered louder than 1,000 swords. This was not the story of barbarism, it was the tragedy of resistance. A civilization crushed beneath the boots of empire, yet never truly erased. History has always been a mirror, cracked, distorted, and held in the hands of those who won. To the Romans, the Celts were barbarians, a word not of fact but of fear. They didn't speak Latin, they didn't build marble temples, they didn't kneel before emperors, and so they were branded as uncivilized, primitive monsters hiding in the forests. But now, centuries later, archaeology tells a different story. A quieter truth, buried in graves and artifacts and forgotten songs. The Celts had laws passed orally with precision and memory. They had art, intricate knots, swirling patterns, and golden torques forged with unmatched skill. Their religion was not crude but complex. They honored nature, cycles, and spirits older than Rome itself. Yes, they took heads in war, yes, they fought with fury, but so did every empire, including the Romans, who burned, enslaved, and crucified without hesitation. So why is only one side remembered with glory? Perhaps the real reason Rome feared the Celts is because they couldn't tame them. The Celts did not want to rule the world. They wanted to protect their own. They fought for freedom, for tradition, for something older than empires. Identity. So, were they barbarians? Or were they the last defenders of a world that refused to bow? The answer is not written in Caesar's scrolls. It lingers in the earth, in our blood, and in the myths we refuse to forget. What do you think? Were the Celts truly savage barbarians, or proud defenders of a forgotten world? History isn't set in stone, it lives through questions, debates, and voices like yours. Drop a comment below and share your thoughts. We'd love to hear them. And if you enjoy uncovering the lost stories of ancient civilizations, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Whispering Myths, and ring the bell so you never miss an epic tale from the shadows of time. Your curiosity keeps history alive. Let's keep whispering the myths together.